Welcome to the channel and this short video on update 50 for Medieval Kingdom Wars. Now this update came out on the 14th of March 2018 if you're watching this in the future, and if you guys have been following my updates you'll see that this is going to be a slightly different format from my normal updates. There's two reasons for that. The first one is I really want to talk about some of the elements in the top part of this update which rotates around the future direction of the game, and also the other fact is that a lot of the new features that have been introduced relate to trade, and I've played a little bit to try and explore those components, but to be honest there isn't much I can show you really guys beyond a few menus. And what I want to plan to do now guys is start working on a campaign playthrough, see if we can actually get to some of these mechanics in a game context. So that's my plans going forward, and I think probably the best way to start this video is the same way as I've always started it before. I'm going to give the devs the first say. Hey everyone, we never shy away from admitting that we have really ambitious plans for Medieval Kingdom Wars, and we still have months and months of work ahead of us. And well, at the moment MKW is as far from perfection as well, it's just far. And I think that's quite a good comment guys, that they recognize they've still got a long way to go, but they do have a good reputation for engaging with the community and taking that feedback, weaving it into the game. So I've got really great expectations and for this game. But with that said, I think they can allow themselves a pat on the back and maybe a month-long vacation. Well, a pat on the back, yes, and celebrate the 50th update. We're finally reaching the Alpha Milestone of production. None of this would be possible without our player support, and I think again that's very important guys. They've really engaged with the community, so please accept our never ending gratitude for making MKW a special. Thanks to so many of you who've been here from us day one. And you can see now we're now going to get into the alpha to beta plan. So this means the game is now starting to transition into beta. Now we have at least the majority of the core features are in, and we are very excited to see what the next few months will bring as we work towards the beta milestone and with an ETA later this summer. So it looks like they're planning on getting into beta in the late part of the summer, and I think that's going to be really cool guys. And this is what really pumps me up a bit guys. It says first we plan to wrap up 5 core features this spring. Final diplomacy features, merchant trade menu. I'm really looking forward to have that element into the game and really be strengthened. Chaplain religion menu. I'm going to be really interested to see what they do with the religious element of the game. Multiple armies in battle. That is something that I do definitely want to see, guys. I think that's an element of the campaign and the strategy of the campaign. The fact that your armies can't work together and support, and hopefully what I would like to see is the army being able to support the garrison in defensive battles. So to get away with that little slightly crazy mechanic where an army can keep attacking, destroy the army, and then attack the settlement. I would really like to see that resolved. It says co-op and PvP campaign battles. Again, that has got a vast amount of potential, and I'm looking forward to seeing how they implement that. And last but not least, we are finally wrapping up the total upgrade of our game engine, switching to DirectX 1112 tech, expecting later in the spring as well. Not only will we get MK to look much better, but we should resolve the majority of if not all, performance issues. That's good to hear, guys. Not that I can say that I've encountered massive performance issues, but I do see dips in FPS from time to time when I'm recording or even when I'm just playing. It says all this done, we start working on polishing, adding to the content, unique units for all nations. I really like that idea, guys. I really would like to see some difference in the armies and the ability to build different army structures. More towns, new tutorial. Well, I think I touched on that in my recent video on gameplay when I said that the tutorial will be polished there. A lot of polish to the combat and so much more. That's what I really look like. I must admit that paragraph there, guys, really grabs me. I'm being someone who likes building different types of armies in these types of games. That really gets me. This unique units for all nations. And then what we're going to do now is actually move down to the changes that were introduced as part of update 50. So right guys, let's get into the new features. Trade goods production added to various buildings that players can construct in towns. Production starts up with more buildings of the same type. So I haven't really investigated this mechanic at the moment. I've only had a very kind of top level look. I haven't really been able to get a feel for it, but I'm really interested in the idea that we can produce items which can then be used towards research, because I think that adds a dynamic to the game. Auto trade goods production added to various town and hamlet locations. I haven't actually been able to sort that out, guys. There are a couple of icons that now appear in the city window, but I haven't actually yet been able to link that to the auto trade process. It says added ability to sell trade goods with right click on the goods of the steward window. Again, this is quite useful, guys, because what it means is that if you go to the steward window, the icons across the top which sit above the research, and I can give you guys a bit of a warning here, I think it's if you left click you buy, if you right click you sell, and there isn't nothing there to actually confirm. And I think that's maybe some area where they do need a bit of polish. I know they used to be a confirm before, and I think if you've got the left and right click, I think really they need to put a confirm in, maybe for the sell, just to add a bit of security if people are just looking at it, because it's very easy to buy or sell by accident. That's one issue that maybe needs to be looked at. Again, this next one, guys, is I really like is the fact that added auto healing to armies near friendly towns, and I really like that idea, guys, because I think that was something that was missing from the last update. And I know I came up with a solution where you could swap your army units into the garrison so they could heal up, but seeing that feature added is really great. It says added manual healing option to army units near friendly towns. Click on a unit. Oh, that's interesting. I thought so. You'll be able to manually. I haven't actually tried that, guys. I actually didn't notice that. Wonder if there will be a cost for that. I wouldn't be surprised if there isn't a cost for that, because otherwise that would defeat the auto healing option. So let's move on now to fixes improvements. Fix various bugs with units spawning with damaged battalions. Changed the font used by the Chinese translation. Updated the small game fonts to appear much larger. Fixed various issues with Chinese translation fonts. Solution for rare crash issue affecting a very small number of players, requires game reinstall. Winning battles rewards greatly increased. I think that would be quite useful. And then, of course, the final one here, guys, remove trade goods reward for losing battles. Yeah, that was always a bit of an oddity, that you could stick an army and the AI would keep attacking it and you'd keep losing it, and you'd actually gain trade goods from it. So I'm glad to see that they fixed that. Right, guys, so let's move on to balance changes. It says rebalance prices for technology prices to greatly increase towards 400% boost. Now, I haven't really been able to test this, guys, because obviously that now ties back into auto trade goods, and I've got a feeling that there will need to be some more future balancing between these two parts at the moment, because at the moment it kind of seems to be swinging backwards and forwards. My main concern is if they boost the early text too high, or the first starting text too high, if this takes time to build up the trade goods, and even if you get a few trade goods from battle, I just wonder whether the trading may actually stall in the early game. So that's something that we're just going to have to look at over time, guys. As I say, I'm sure the devs will come back and balance this over time. And of course, feedback from the community will be important in this area, because they need to know how players feel about the relationship between research and trade. And say the AI will heal units significantly faster depending on difficulty. That's going to be interesting. Auto healing player units is now dependent on difficulty. That's good. Range units gain significant boosts up to 30% higher attack values. That could be interesting. That may actually increase the value of ranged units in battles. Nerf low tier infantry, including macemen and billmen. Less protection versus archers or high tier melee. So we've actually boosted the range units but nerfed the military units. I'm not so sure about that, guys. I can understand nerfing the macemen, but the billmen are your troops that actually fight archers. So I have again, I'm going to need to test this, guys, because I have a feeling that if you had a significant number or 2 units of archers and 2 units of billmen, by the time the billmen advanced on the archers, they could be dead. So there's less protection versus archers. I can understand that against higher tier melee units, because billmen should not be able to defeat high tier melee units, but a little bit worried about the archers. And that's about it for this update video, guys. I wanted to keep it short and straight to the point. What I will say, guys, is I will be trying to get some playtime in off camera to investigate some of these elements that have been released, and once I've got something that I can show you, I will bring that back to you in a video. And I think that's all I can say about this update, guys. Hope you're enjoying the game. I must admit, I'm really starting to enjoy the game, especially now the campaign's being fleshed out. And all I can say, guys, is whatever you do, enjoy your gaming.